Good morning guys, welcome to Operation Crypto. We have not covered Vechain for a long time on this channel now. Like I say, on previous videos I've just been covering general market sentiment while the market has been tanking. So it's time to start looking at some altcoins again, and I'm in position from Vechain. I remember I was a big holder of Vechain back in 2020, but after that COVID dump, I was waiting. Was 2020? That was a COVID dump around, let's have a look, there it was, March 2020. And then the price started to push up, and I didn't buy, and then I saw the price reject off here, and I bought in at around 1.4, 1.6 cent, and then managed to ride all the way up. I didn't actually take profit up here, I ended up taking it somewhere down here on this next rise up, so I made a decent amount of profit on that. And then I was fully out until the market did start to come down, and I saw the price drop all the way through these levels. I was watching it, and then I deployed here. This is where I deployed. I put around 5 to 6 grand in there, and then it dumped back down. I think this dump here was when Tesla sold 75% of their position, and as Bitcoin goes down, it always pulls the rest of the market down with it. So yeah, been underwater for a while, but we're pretty much coming back up to my entry point here, which is around 0.032. And I'm not looking to take profit there, to be honest. I mean, I could take profit and be back in the green and ride it maybe down again, but I'm looking to hold on now. I think that's a decent buy, to be honest. I'm not saying this is a bottom. There's always that possibility I could come back down. I've seen a lot of people saying Bitcoin's going to push up towards this region, around 25, 26k, and then dump back down and go down to 10k. 10k is that level where 85% drop has happened twice in the past. So I mean, personally, I don't think it's going to happen, but that possibility is there. And if that did happen, and we start dropping through there, then the market's going to look horrific. We are starting to form a bit of a rising wedge on Bitcoin, which is probably not the best thing, really, because we could dump through that and then come back down and test these lows here. But for me, I'm still waiting for a... Where's that other chart I've got? This one here. I'm still looking for a push up towards around 28k. It's a nice area of liquidity, and it also is a trend. Pretty much we are on a downtrend, and it could be a rejection off that region, which would tie nicely to 28k too. So that's just a bit of a bearish sentiment to say that. Just be wary of that. We are having a nice rise, and from the lows, if you look at Vechain, from the very bottom to the very top, we managed a 57% move, which is not substantial compared to some other altcoins. If you look at Metis, that's done an absolutely insane move. We're talking about 300% from the lows. Used to hear a lot of information about Vechain. I think it's gone quiet a little bit, but we're still building. The asset's still there. It's in the top 20 or the top 30. So it's still there, and it's an asset which I think fundamentally has got some great qualities that can be used in the future across many industries. So for me, it's a buy. I think it's a long-term hold. The supply is a little bit off-putting, would you say? But I think the technology pulls it back on that one. We're on my daily time frame here, and the price is pushing up, and we've hit those lows on the outside. We are pushing up towards this oversold territory, so just be wary that price could reject from here. So we'll take a look at a few buy levels, and we'll use this level here. We had that push to the upside, rejected, and then this was the start of the next major move. In terms of Fibonacci's, if you're looking for buying levels, I always use these. I mainly use a 382 and a 618, so let's just get rid of that 50% fib. So if you're looking for buys on Vechain, what I would do is consider potentially placing buys at 0.028 all the way down to around 0.024. I wouldn't go balls deep in it. I wouldn't put too much in, because we do know that there's potential bearish news out there, and bear markets tend to last more than around 10 months. So just bear that in mind. For me personally, I believe in the fundamentals and I like the technology, so I'm happy to buy now and see if the price does. If it does reject and it starts dropping down, I will quite happily sit underwater, and that's with many assets. I'm quite heavily underwater on RSR. I've done a bit of dollar cost average on that and brought my price quite way down, so I'm probably about 20% underwater on that. But technology plus long-term waiting is a way I've made a decent amount of money in crypto, and it allows me to do this full time. So that's your buy zones there. Remember, we could always come back down to this at 0.021 level. So there are your buy zones. Sell zone, if you're currently holding from these levels down here, then I think this is a great level to sell up here around 3.2 which was my entry. It is that major area of liquidity there where the price did start to push up, and then thanks Elon, he pulled the price back down. But that's an area to take profit. I mean, if you're looking above that threshold there, then we've got loads of green levels which were marked up in the past. These are weekly levels of resistance. So the first one is a major level of resistance. You can see here it was a major level support level there, and then we broke through it. So that's an area I would consider taking profit, and that's around 0.044, so that's 4.4 cents. I think there's a good chance it will push up to it. I mean, if you're intraday trading or trading at all, you can use the extensions on the Fibonacci. So we've got the -2.7 and the -618, which are both great levels to take profit, which will be at 0.033 and 0.036. Two levels there, but a major level of resistance up at that 0.44 region. And then when breakable there, we've got other levels at 5.6, 6.8 and 8.37. Can't see it coming up there, to be honest. Like I say, market conditions are very unfavourable. The macro outlook across the globe is bleak, not to say the least. So yeah, that's the thing about the current crypto sentiment. Is it is being dragged down due to the uncertainty of potential recessions. We've got inflation which is booming, higher than ever in some countries. I mean, Turkey just announced their inflation and it's astronomical. UK has pushed up their inflation rates by around 0.5 basis points, which is insanely high. USA has pushed theirs up. Coming together with the aftermath of COVID, we've got war, which is pulling fuel prices astronomically high. We've got a lot of things that are adding fuel to the fire, and it is what it is. I mean, for me personally, I think cryptocurrency is a hedge against all of that current financial mess that we're in. And although we have been pulled down by, well, you could say, have we been pulled down by the general macro outlook? Have we been pulled down that? Or has it just been a general crypto cycle that has happened historically twice in the past? It's an argument I'd like to maybe talk about in the comments. If you've got an argument for or against crypto, is it in a general cycle, or has it been pulled by the current economic climate? Could be a question for you guys to answer. For me, I still think Bitcoin is a hedge against the normal financial system. And then going ahead forward into technology, I think Vechain is that technology that can be used in that distribution, in that industrial environment. So there's a lot of ifs and buts and maybes, but the tech speaks for itself. Maybe not in terms of price action, because that is very, very unfavourable. But long term, I think some of these buys down here, if you look at the price here and you think, wow, this is low. It could go low, but be wary, it can go a lot higher. We've been up to 28 cents, and I also think that will be revisited at some stage in the future. So that's why I'm buying now and holding on for the long term. We're talking long term between anywhere from 12 months or up to 2 to 3 years, depending on price action. But that's it. That's my thoughts on Vechain and the market today. Some buy zones, some sell zones, and a little bit of gobbledygook about the market. So that's it. If you're new here, please make sure that you are subscribed, hit that like button, and I'll catch you next time.